Hello and welcome back to the GB Fantasy Football channel. In today's video, we're going to be looking at a wild card for game week 35 of Fantasy Premier League. Now, many of you would have played the free hit last week in 34. Wonder how that went for you. Many points were had, still a couple of games to go. But now it's time for the final stretch of the week and of the season. We're going to be seeing how this wild card lines up. It might even progress you up your league as well. So let's take a look, shall we? But before we do that, if you like today's content, don't forget to like and subscribe the channel for future videos that might be coming in the near future. Let's crack on with the video. So as you can see from the team, we are setting up with the doubles in mind. But there is a caveat to this. These doubles are only predicted. People like James at Planet FPL, Ben Krellin, both incredible at what they do, are predicting doubles in 36 for a couple of teams. But that is all subject to change. We might get none, we might get some. Time will tell on that front. But as things stand right now, this team in front of you is a fantastic wildcard team. It incorporates doubles and it keeps the singles down to a minimum with the option to still have a full team in 36, which is what we're all looking for. So to start things off, we've got David Raya in goal. Arsenal's fixtures are okay. They're not incredible, but they are okay. They've been getting clean sheets off and on, individual mistakes costing them. Against Palace was a prime example of that. We've got Munoz at the back, assists, goal contributions, even clean sheets with Palace, which is surprising because even last game in the Premier League, there was down to 10 men for an awful lot of it into the cup final. So we never know what they're going to do rotation-wise, but this is why they could have a double. We've then also got Gavardio at the back. Man City into the cup final, same as Crystal Palace, scoring a goal in the semi-final for him. He has goal threat. Despite only playing at the back at the minute, he still has potential from corners, set pieces, and he is also predicted to double. And finally, in the starting 11 for this week alone, of course, is O'Brien of Everton. Ipswich at home. Everton defensively are okay. They seem to keep goals against them to a minimum, and he makes for a good rotation risk because he isn't. He's always in the Everton team, especially with the Tarkowski injury. He's out to the end of the season. O'Brien will play either right back or centre half, so he's a good option. Midfield four of Salah, Mbeumo, Sarr, and Bowen. They're great options. Salah, do we need to say anything more about him? He got a goal at the weekend, but if you've been playing FPL all season, you know exactly how deadly he's been in front of goal. Points galore, and the clean sheet point as well with Liverpool. Mbeumo, potential to do okay towards the back end of the season. Brentford's fixtures are quite nice. Once again, a mainstay in that team. Jared Bowen is a bit of a punt. He's been sneaking in with points every now and again, and I think he's flown under the radar quite substantially. But this is how we play the game. We try and find those diamonds in the rough. And we've got Sarr. This could easily be Eze, but I think for budget-wise and budgetary reasons, Sarr is the man. He won't score as many, but if you've got the budget in your team, I'd go Eze in this spot. Hands up, I'd go Eze. I feel like his potential for points is slightly higher. And then you're just looking at the attacking options. Great assets to have. And that would be the starting midfield for game week 35. Front three of Visser, Marmoush, and Watkins. Now, for a lot of the season, Watkins has been hit and miss, whether it's Duran taking minutes off him or Rashford recently. He's been a minutes risk massively, but Duran long since departed, and Rashford is out for the season now. The news has broken. Watkins will be the main man who could potentially lead Aston Villa to Champions League football. He's going to be a mainstay in that team, and I think their fixtures are quite nice. Their double, though, is the riskiest potential-wise. Tottenham would be the team that they have. Will it happen? Will it not? I'm not sure. Visser, a fantastic option. Once again, another asset that's flown under the radar the majority of this season. A lot of us have plumped for other options along the line. Chris Wood taking up one, Haaland here and there. But Visser, he gets the goals. He really does for that Brentford team. He shares it around with Mbeumo and even Sharda every now and again. And then finally, we've got Marmoush. He'll still be in many teams from Man City's previous double a couple of weeks back. He's playing more on the left now, but he is the Man City forward remaining with Haaland out for the rest of the season. He might be back for the last game, but I doubt they'd risk him with the Club World Cup coming up. And to me, that front three is really quite nice for a wildcard for the last 4 game weeks. Bench for this wildcard game week 35 team and beyond, of course, consists of Martinez, Collins, Milenkovic, and Semenyo. A lot of great options on there. Martinez. Now, why have I picked him on the bench? It's a lot of money for 2 goalkeepers, right? You are correct. However, in the next little part of this video, we will show why. A little sneak peek. He rotates very nicely with that David Wright, especially if Villa get the double. Milenkovic, he covers off that Nottingham Forest defence. They've probably been the best pound for pound defence this season. I know Arsenal's numbers are lower, and I know Liverpool's numbers are lower, but when you watch Forest, they're very much reliant on keeping clean sheets for victories, and they have 4 cup finals left with Champions League football on the horizon, potentially. Semenyo or Clivert, that's a toss-up. That is purely preferential. To me, Semenyo is more of a player who's guaranteed minutes, and for that reason alone, he has been thrown into the mix. And Collins, you could go for a Brentford wing-back here. I'm not sure Rico Henry's up to scratch yet. He's still suffering from that injury. So Collins, a mainstay in that team. Are Brentford incredible for clean sheets? No. We saw that with Flecken at the start of the season. However, I do feel like he will be a good rotation option for the game weeks coming up. As you can see, this is how the team lines up for game week 36 and the potential doubles currently predicted. As I've said, these doubles are not set in stone yet, but they have a certain amount of potential to come into fruition. We've got 5 doublers on the case. We've got Emi Martinez. I spoke about it in the last part of this video. His double allows, in the next game week, you to keep him, which is good because Raya can just pop into that team. We've got Marmoush, we've got Gavardio, we've got Sarr, and we've also got Ollie Watkins with the doubles. There's 5 of them. There's 3 attackers, a defender, and a goalkeeper. I feel like this is the most amount that you can get without compromising your team in 37, it would be, where the blanks happen. You could gamble more, especially if you've got free hit. This wild card is for people who only have the wild card left and no free hit team. If you have a free hit, load your squad up. But this way it enables us to get 11 playing players out in game week 37, which I think is quite important, especially with how close we are towards the back end of the season. You don't want to be taking those -4 hits. And this is how the team would line up in game week 37. It's a 4-4-2. It's not ideal. And as you can see, we have no players left on the bench and we are down to 10 in the starting 11. However, with fantastic defensive fixtures, we've got Everton. Can they keep a clean sheet in that fixture? I think they can, absolutely. Munoz, we've got the lot. And this is where those rotation options come into their own. Martinez can drop down to the bench. Raya can go in goal. It gives you an extra doubler in the previous week, yet it keeps a fantastic defensive option the following week. Now with this team, if you have 1 transfer or more in the bank, which many of you should do, you can get to 11 players, even 12 if you don't want to go with a back 4. If you have those much needed and precious transfers going into the back part of the season. But this team in front of you, it's got a lot of the players that people will be hoping to have in their teams. I think it's a fantastic wild card. It covers the doubles, it covers the blanks most importantly. You can go all in on that previous game week 36, but you need the players for 37. And this way, you can do just that. You've got your Mo Salahs, you've got your Bowens, you've got your doublers from the previous week, and you've got those Marmoush and Vissa assets, especially in Buemo as well. It's just a great wild card all around. It is a fantastic team. And that concludes the Game Week 35 wildcard video. Now this is the first draft. There might be a few more coming this week depending on what other news we get with regards to those doubles. Hopefully with a few fixtures coming in this game week, especially Tottenham in the Europa League. That was one of the big ones. And we will also get news from the Premier League as to where these doubles actually sit into what game week. But this is how it is currently predicted. If you've enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to the channel. That would be greatly appreciated. And check out all the socials in the description below. We've got TikTok, we've got Instagram and we've got X. Thank you for watching today's video, and there will be a new one very shortly.